had clients calling me panicked. Sellers thinking that it's still 2022. Buyers thinking they won't be able to afford anything. So what's actually true? Why are houses sitting unsold? Why are prices getting slashed? Well, I pulled the Greenville numbers and I think they will surprise you. In this video, we are going to flush out one of the greatest flaws I believe we have in the real estate industry and in our housing market. That is, we talk in percentages. What does it mean whenever I say there's been a 25% increase, 10% price reduction? The average consumer doesn't talk in percentages. We talk about the money, honey. Right now, most people are going, we're just going to make a move in the springtime. But as we are getting ready to put up our Christmas trees in the next couple of weeks, one of the greatest opportunities in the Greenville housing market is right now. So let's get into it. Let's talk about what everyone is talking about, interest rates. If you are like, we're not going to buy until interest rates are lower, you're going to be waiting a while. At least that's what our lenders say. So if you're really interested in how interest rates are going to affect you and your buying power, maybe even your selling power, you should reach out to our team and we would love to share with you our list of lenders that are here locally that are pretty awesome. Now, I know that when you listen to the national news and you're going, oh, interest rates are going to get a cut, the Fed's cutting the rate. Well, here's the thing. The Fed cut the rate like yesterday and mortgage rates went up. That doesn't make any sense. So why did that happen? Honestly, you need to talk to a lender to go through why that happened. Interest rates, when it comes to the housing market right now, they're pretty standard. They're pretty averaged out. They're not bad. They're not great. But at the same time, what's really affecting us is the inventory. So did you know that in Greenville, the inventory has increased 25% just in the third quarter alone? That means that from what we were used to back in 2021, 2022 of less than 10,000 homes being listed, right now there have been about 13 to 14,000 sales so far here in the upstate. So far, meaning from January to now. Right now, whenever I go into the multiple listing service, there are 67, almost 6,800 houses that are active on the market. That is huge. I remember just about 3-4 years ago when I would pull up the multiple listing service, the MLS, and there would only be 1,000 to 1,500 houses listed. So why has inventory gone up? Everybody got scared and confused back during COVID, and houses were selling before we could even get a sign in the front yard. And then they had like 25,000 offers on it, and it was going for $100,000 over list price. Not joking. A lot of people decided, hey, you know what? We're going to stick around right here. Also, a lot of people were able to refinance or purchase homes back during COVID when interest rates were down like at, 2.5%. I heard yesterday somebody has an interest rate of like 1.97%. That's free money. So they should never sell that house. That's the smart thing to do. So that's why we have so many people who didn't sell their homes over the last 3 to 4 years that really should have. And now that the market has changed, we're seeing them list their homes now. I'm looking at you guys that are looking at selling your house and making your next purchase. If you price your house right and you put your house on the market, your house will sell. If for some reason, though, you don't get your price right and the house ends up sitting, your contract, your ability to buy will be so much stronger here in the Greenville market if your house is under contract first. In these inventory numbers, what isn't accounted for is the mass amount of new construction. And builders are actually catching up with the amount of homes that we need to have built every year. The hard part about it is they don't list all of their inventory in the multiple listing service, which means you can't see it whenever you're looking at Zillow or Realtor or Trulia or any of those other real estate websites. You can't even see it if you're working with a realtor and you're plugged into the multiple listing services. The only way that you will see that inventory is reaching out to us, letting us put you into contact either with these builders, or we keep a full catalog up to date of these different builders' inventory lists. They email out hot sheets to us every single week because they have inventory that is just sitting on the market. And quick secret, did you know you can actually negotiate new construction? You're going to have to reach out to us so I can tell you how. And what I'm talking about right now is going to really influence our negotiation strategy that I'm going to talk about here in just a minute. So next we have the days on market, and that days on market number has gone up to 22%. So what that means for days on market just across inventory is we used to have days on market around 30 days. That's just averaged out. And now we are seeing an average days on market of 42 days. That's a month and a half, y'all, before houses are selling. Why are houses sitting on the market in Greenville? The biggest piece about this that you need to know is when you get ready to put your house on the market, don't try out the price, all right? That's what's going to increase your days on market. Get it right. Get it up on the market. Get it sold quickly. A house that's priced correctly on average will sell in 9 days. If you are on the market for more than 2 weeks, you've missed your window and it's time to quickly lower your price so that your days on market stays around that average of a month and a half. 50.5% of all home sales in Greenville in the third quarter took up to a 6% price reduction. From a seller's point of view, if you're watching this video, this means if you want to price your house at $475, but your realtor says price it at $450, price the house at $450. What's going to happen is that first weekend is so important. You are going to get the buyer for your house the first time with a great offer, and you're going to be able to move on and accomplish your goal in 30 days or less. But here's the problem. If you've been on the market for 2 weeks or more, so we're talking 14 days plus, and you haven't seen at least 2 to 3 showings a week, positive feedback, second showing opportunities, or talks of offers, we need to start talking about that price reduction. Buyers, you guys that are relocating, if you see the house has been on the market for 2 to 3 weeks and has not seen its price reduction, I want you to take the number and take a 5 to 10% reduction off of it. This is what my team is doing right now. So a $400,000 house, if it's still sitting after 3 weeks, I would say take an offer that is 10% below that price. That means that you're taking an offer of $350,000 to $360,000. I know, right? Psh, like that's a lot of money. Quick story time. We had started talking to this seller probably 6 months ago about what does it take to get our house ready. Now, this house needed a lot of work. Looking at everything, we're like, with the amount of money that we put into it, are we going to make the money ultimately that we want just to be able to price higher? Well, here's what we did, and our client trusted us. We went through and we actually listed her house as is, no repairs. It was listed pretty low compared to the rest of the market around it. Here's what happened. We put the house on the market, and then get this, in a market that everyone is saying is slowing down, isn't great, you're not getting multiple offers. Guys, she got 7 offers on her property and made $25,000 more than her list price. And the price that she ended up walking away with is the price that we would have listed at if we had done all of those repairs, essentially making her $30,000 more on her house than she would have On the flip side of this, as a buyer, same person, we found a house that had been on the market for over 2 weeks. This house specifically had been on the market for over 2 months. And we were able to negotiate. We negotiated price and we negotiated seller's concessions. Now, closing costs are different in every state, but here in South Carolina, we can use them to pay all of the lender's fees, buy down interest rate points, and then even pay for inspections. So we were able to do that, and she got a great deal on her house. So sellers, it's more important for you to price correctly, price it a little low on purpose in this market, and you're gonna get the offers and you're gonna make the money that you need to make. Buyers, you have the opportunity. Now, I said at the beginning of this video that there is more of an opportunity for a buyer right now because I get a lot of people saying we're going to wait until the springtime. It's the holidays. Why would we want to move amidst Thanksgiving and Christmas? Here's the opportunity. Everybody else is waiting for the springtime too. Sellers, they want flowers in front of their house and green grass, everything. But right now, you can capitalize on less people selling their house, which means your house is going to be more in demand because there's less inventory. And buyers, if you're looking to buy right now, all the buyers are waiting for the springtime because it's easy. Right now, you will most likely get a better deal or you'll make more money, and it's a win-win situation. Here's what you need to know that is different from the rest of the country. Greenville's market is still very healthy. We are seeing a natural progression, a growth as people continue to move here. That's a good thing for you. That means property values are staying where they're supposed to be. They're not following the doom and the gloom of the national news. So of course, you guys know, we don't live back in 2022. That was the tippy top of the market, and we've been coming down off of that. So sellers, you've got an opportunity right now. Get real and get right. Price it right the first time, and you will win on the other side, even if it doesn't feel comfortable at the very beginning. I'm not going to lie to you. Get an agent who actually knows what they're talking about, and don't go after just the highest price you could possibly get that a realtor tells you you can get. Buyers, know that there's fantastic opportunity right now. And I know you're looking at the flashy, clean new construction. However, I think personally, the greatest opportunity is in resale, because builders, sometimes they negotiate with you, sometimes they don't, sometimes they'll bring their price down a little bit, etc. But if you could get a resale for $10, $20, $50,000 less than its list price, would you want to make an offer? Would you want to look at it? Does it fit the bill? Even a house that's only 2 years old, huge opportunity in resale. So don't get too distracted by the shiny new construction. There's a lot to be said for a house that's been sitting there for just a minute. Buyers or sellers, if you are looking to make the relocation and you were going to wait for the springtime, but now you're like, actually, maybe we should look at doing it now, reach out to our team. We have a relocation guide specific for you with magazines and swag and maps and everything you could think of to really make this the easiest thing possible. If you are like, we were going to wait for the springtime to sell, and now you're like, well, Aubree said this, I would love to run a free market analysis on your home. It doesn't take me too much time, but reach out to me. I would love to sit down and talk to you more, whether it's something that we do right now or it's something that we wait till the springtime. Hope this helps, and we'll catch you next quarter with even more information. See ya.